don't trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling.
You thought 50 Cent was only after Diddy, huh? Oh, you sweet summer child. Turns out 50 wasn't just gunning for the bad boy kingpin. Nope, he's digging even deeper. And guess who's about to get dragged out of his perfectly polished, billionaire-branded, tightly guarded shell? Jay-Z. Yes, that Jay-Z, the one who's been wearing the mask of the flawless family man, business mogul, and cultural king for decades. And now, that mask is slipping, because 50's upcoming documentary isn't just a hit piece, it's a sledgehammer. And it's headed straight for the vault of secrets that's been locked tight for 30 years. And at the center of this explosive reveal, none other than Ramier Satterthwaite.
Be something I really would want to find out because, in the future.
Ramier's not lurking in Reddit threads or screaming on TikTok for clout. He's been fighting this war for over a decade. And now, 50 Cent is giving him the stage, the lights, the platform. He says his mother, Wanda, was just 16 years old when she got involved with a man named Shan Carter back in '92. But here's the real bombshell. Before she passed away in 2019, she swore under oath, Jay-Z is Ramier's father. Yes, that Jay-Z. And ever since, Ramier's been battling a legal labyrinth allegedly orchestrated by Jay-Z's legal army. Obstruction, manipulation, fraud, you name it. He claims they did it. But now, with 50's cameras rolling, we might finally see the cracks in Jay-Z's armor. A legacy built over decades. One secret could bring it all crashing down.
We once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down.
Let's not twist this. Ramier's not some fame chaser looking for a payout. His journey, it's been heartbreaking. He's been shut down, silenced, bounced from court to court while his mother's testimony got buried under stacks of sealed documents. And Jay-Z's team, they once told the court he had no ties to New Jersey. No ties. Meanwhile, records showed he owned property there. When they got caught, they brushed it off as a mistake. A mistake or a cover-up?
I got older and my mom just continued to say the same thing and she never changed the name. She always was staying with the same name. I'm like, well, Mom, why? As I got to 16, 17, I'm like, Mom, you've been saying this since I was a kid, so it's like now my mom never lied to me, so why not?
New Jersey courts don't take kindly to lawyers playing games, and Ramier, he's calling it what it is, a strategy, a calculated one, to hide the fact that his mother was underage, to bury the truth that Jay-Z never wanted to see the light of day. And if you think this is just about one boy's search for answers, oh honey, it gets darker.
Basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And I guess her and her friends stayed to, after the show, he was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that, talk to the people who performed. She said she went up there.
Because while this paternity mess is boiling over, Jay-Z's name just got pulled into something way more sinister. A fresh lawsuit tied to the same circles as, you guessed it, Diddy. According to court docs, after an MTV after-party in 2000, a girl, just 13 at the time, claims her drink was that Jay-Z and Diddy took turns violating her. Yes, that's the allegation. Jay-Z, of course, denies it. He fired back saying it's a shakedown, a blackmail attempt. Not a single red penny, he snapped. But those court filings, they're real. The lawyers, already circling. And through it all, there's been one glaring omission. Jay-Z has never taken a paternity test for Ramier. And who's stitching this whole explosive narrative together? 50 Cent. For years, he's thrown shade, poked fun, stirred the pot, but now, he's bringing the receipts. He's giving Ramier a microphone the size of Netflix.
I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV.
The emotional toll? Crushing. Ramier's not out for cash. He told the Daily Mail he just wants the truth, acknowledgement, dignity, no money, no spectacle, just a name, a connection, a piece of his identity. Jay-Z, he's never spoken to him, never acknowledged him, not even a denial, just silence. And now 50 is dragging that silence into the glaring light of day, and guess who's watching all this unfold with steely nerves? Beyoncé. Yeah, Queen Bee. Word on the street is, she's done. Done protecting the image, done playing nice. She allegedly gave Jay an ultimatum, come clean or she's out. She's not risking her kids, Blue Ivy and the twins, for anyone, not even her husband. She's got her own empire to protect, her legacy, her name, and this scandal, it's radioactive. At the Mufasa premiere, Jay-Z strolled that carpet like nothing was happening. Blue Ivy looked poised. Beyoncé? Regal. But the internet? Exploded. The drama was written all over their faces, and 50? He just couldn't resist. Everybody get dressed. We going to see Mufasa, lol, he posted, mocking Jay. Then he deleted it, but too late. It had already gone viral. Jay-Z's smiling in public. But behind the scenes, his world is falling apart.
There's different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
And let's not forget, this is happening while Diddy's drowning in his own ocean of lawsuits. Diddy once said Jay-Z was his emergency lifeline, the one I call when I'm in trouble. Well, they're both in trouble now. The lawsuits mention them both. The accusations, coercion, exploitation. This isn't scandal, it's collapse. And 50 Cent? He's right there, throwing gasoline on the fire, pulling strings, connecting dots, reminding everyone, these men didn't rise solo. They built each other, protected each other. And now, if one goes down, the whole damn tower might fall.
Has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
And while Jay-Z tries to keep his head above water, the storm around Diddy is pulling him down, fast. This isn't some guilty by association fluff. This is 2 decades of entanglement unraveling in real time. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just friends, they were a unit. They threw the same parties, sealed the same deals, sat at the same velvet rope tables. They moved as one. Now that bond? It's a sinking ship and the lifeboats are running out.
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past.
Although interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
Diddy, the man who once toasted Jay-Z at those elite billionaire brunches, he's now sitting in a cell, staring down a rap sheet that reads like a twisted Hollywood script. Exploitation. And the biggest question echoing through the halls of the industry. How much did Jay-Z know? How deep does this rabbit hole go?
This guy
50's not to be
No, don't
50's not to be
Fifth. Y'all don't even Fifth is
play around if you want to.
Fifth is different.
And he's on
and telling people who the sponsors are. So if they want to harass Cadillac and AT&T, that'll
I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV studio.
People have whispered for years, but no one ever really dared to say it out loud. Not publicly. Not like this. Those infamous Hamptons white parties, the NDAs thicker than record contracts, artists who mysteriously disappeared after speaking out, settlements that were never spoken of again. Insiders say there was a whole system in place. A machine, a VIP blackmail ring, a strategy to collect leverage, footage, secrets, to silence victims, protect reputations, and crush any threat. It wasn't just power, it was manipulation masquerading as celebration. And at the center of it all, Diddy and Jay-Z, their circle, their fortress of influence. Now federal agents have already raided Diddy's homes. You want shock? Investigators allegedly found over 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Yes, 1,000. But that's just the surface. Testimonies are coming out describing abuse, coercion, and trafficking, all wrapped in champagne and designer suits. The same parties that once drew Hollywood's brightest are now casting shadows across the industry. And guess what? 50's documentary is following those connections, straight back to the early 2000s. This isn't just a messy scandal anymore. This is a deep-rooted systemic rot, one that implicates the entire music machine that allowed the powerful to self-police, while the world looked the other way. Now let's circle back to 50 Cent, the same man people used to call a troll, a clown, a loudmouth. Yeah, him. Turns out he was watching, planning, waiting. All those jabs, all those memes, all that trolling, it wasn't noise. It was strategy, a setup, a warpath. He's no longer just an entertainer, he's a disruptor. And this doc? It's not just entertainment, it's an expose, a hit to the chest of hip-hop's elite. He's got Netflix, he's got court files, he's got Ramier, and he's got nothing to lose. And as Jay-Z tries to downplay everything, hiding behind clean suits and carefully worded statements, the silence around Diddy's scandal is deafening. Jay's built his empire on being a man of the people, a social justice advocate, but not a word against Diddy? Not 1 ounce of public accountability? Meanwhile, the court filings stack up, and the longer he stays quiet, the shakier his entire image becomes. And you know what's even worse? It's not just Jay's brand at risk, it's his family. While Jay-Z juggles lawsuits and dodges paternity tests, Beyoncé, she's been left to hold the entire Carter dynasty together, with her bare hands. This isn't just a brand shakeup, it's an identity crisis. For a couple that's ruled red carpets and run global campaigns with elegance and precision, the pressure now is emotional, real emotional, and sources say the cracks are beginning to show. Behind the smiles, behind the the perfect photos is a woman torn between loyalty and legacy. Because while Jay-Z's fighting for control, Beyoncé's fighting for her children's peace. Imagine being Blue Ivy right now, not a toddler anymore. She's a teen, she's online, she sees the headlines, the TikToks, the memes, and everywhere she turns, it's her father's name linked to unspeakable things. Her image, her grace, her legacy, all being tied to a storm she never asked to be part of. At the Mufasa red carpet, she stood tall, proud. But insiders say that strength? It came with weight, monumental emotional weight. She spent her whole life in the spotlight, but this spotlight, it burns. Blue Ivy was meant to inherit a kingdom. Now she might inherit a scandal. And Beyoncé? Her instincts are kicking in hard. Her protective wall is up, but even the queen of control can't stop the world from watching this unfold. And while PR teams scramble and lawyers posture, the real battle is happening in the quiet rooms, the ones we don't see, where a mother is trying to explain why the world is whispering about her husband, why their last name is being dragged across every headline. This isn't just gossip anymore, it's trauma, it's betrayal, it's personal. And for Blue Ivy, it's a nightmare she never agreed to. Meanwhile, 50 Cent isn't letting up, he's flipping the whole table. From rapper to executive to cultural wrecking ball, he's turning this scandal into a cinematic demolition. With every court file, every interview, every buried receipt, 50 is dismantling Jay-Z's myth brick by brick. And he's doing it with a smirk. Because for 50, this isn't business, it's personal. Decades of rivalry, industry chess games, silent beefs, and now, the silence is over. He's not just exposing dirty laundry, he's creating a full-blown narrative, a storyline, a reckoning. And the real jaw-dropper, this might be just the beginning. Because according to insiders, there's more. More names, more receipts, more buried stories from music's glittery elite, figures still in power, deals inked in silence, careers traded for secrets. If Jay-Z's image crumbles, who's next? Because if the foundation's cracked and everyone's been standing on the same shaky ground, the fall won't stop at Jay. This question mark, this is music's Me Too moment. Hollywood already fell, tech too, and now it's hip-hop's turn. The moment one truth leaks, it opens the floodgates. Billion-dollar brands, generations of loyalty, all hanging in the balance. 50 knows it. His timing? Surgical? This documentary? It's more than gossip. It's a dare, a challenge, a cultural mirror shoved into our faces, and here we are, staring into it. So now we ask, what happens if Jay-Z falls? Who tumbles next? Could this be the collapse of the entire illusion, the untouchable dynasty, the myth of the unshakable moguls? You tell us, is Jay-Z's silence the sign of guilt, or is it the calm before a storm he knows is on its way? Drop your thoughts below. Say what you really think, because we're watching it all unravel together. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, even legends can bleed.